10th. This is Lydia Ko and Gabby Ruffels, a couple of U.S. amateur champions, followed by another one in Kay Cockrell. Hello, Kay.
Hello, Grant. Delightful to be out here following this stellar twosome. Lydia first from the left rough. Has a good lie and actually a nice angle into the green that kind of sits at a diagonal. Trying to land this about 10 paces on. Oh, and it drifted right, just enough to catch that front right bunker.
It includes Rose Zhang and Alban Valenzuela. All right, back we go to the 10th, and here's Gabby Ruffels.
This right fairway bunker sees a lot of action. Gabby's actually lucky to be in this bunker. She drove it well to the right. It ricocheted off the mound back into the bunker. 7-iron in hand. Trying to get it on the front left part of the screen. Didn't quite get to the putting surface, but that's a really good leave.
Yeah, she'll have an opportunity to get up and down from there. It's all uphill towards the hole. She'll have a choice whether she wants to run it more along the ground or whether she wants to land it more at the top of the slope and get some check.
Against the opponent.
Well, it's just like Sunday singles. I mean, Sunday singles in Solheim Cup, very difficult.
All right, let's see how Gabby plays this at 10.
Kind of a modified chip and run approach. She had 8 paces to the front, another 21 to the hole.
Actually, no one with a long putter in Bradenton.
It's definitely making a difference in players' games. Kind of able to turn things around.
At 10, the third for Lydia.
Hitting out from a very deep bunker. Her opponent is 6 feet away now for par. Lydia, an excellent sand game player. And there's just another example of that expertise.
You have to expect it from Lydia, really, that if she's around the green, she's going to get up and down.
You're Gabby, you're thinking, okay, whew, she didn't make it. Because it's Lydia.
Yes. It's really done 16 downhill, maybe sometimes more, because these greens are particularly tricky.
So Lydia's in with par, Kay, correct? So this is Gabby to tie the hole?
Exactly, or she's in danger of going 4 down through 10 holes. Gabby made her first birdie at the 9th to tie Lydia on that hole. And really not her A game so far today.
And so as you see, Lydia up big and with a win. Back we go to that drivable 11th, and Lydia talking to Paul Cormack, her caddy, making a decision here, Kay.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, she's had the driver out for a while. I think it's just a matter of determining which way the wind is blowing.
Which is what we just had on the left.
Lydia's able to hit kind of a low power cut, and I would think the shot here, Karen, is to take it up the shortly mown, closely mown area and try to hit it into that hill and somehow bounce it up onto the green.
This hour of Top Tracer technology is presented by Progressive Insurance.
I think that's the right play, Kay. She's got to try and get this to chase, though.
Yeah, she actually hit a nice cut shot higher than I thought she would. But it's all up in the air how it's going to hit and bounce and release.
I'll give her a better than average chance of getting up and down from there.
I was going to say make it. Back at the 11th tee, Gabby Ruffels.
Gabby 4 down has to start turning things around. Going with 3-wood, she can hit a good power fade. Wind helping, but she's double crossed that. It's a pull with a draw. We'll need some luck.
I think she'll have a swing. So Charlie's going to have a putt to take the lead there. This is Ruffels' second at the par 4 11th.
She has a backswing and the ability to hit a little punch shot. She had the right idea there, just way too much momentum and hit it too high up in the face for the speed that was coming in.
Play just motoring here, so the 2-up lead for Sackstrom. Here's the second at 11 for Lydia.
Coming out of a good lie in the left rough. A little bit of an uphill lie, but ball below her feet. Trying to just land this on the edge of the green.
Not bad. She gave it a good effort.
Yeah, that's a player trying to make it looked like. In contention at Bradenton as well. All right, third shot for Gabby at 11.
Very speedy chip downhill. And she managed that nicely. Going to make a good 4.
About 20 feet past the hole. Over at the 17th, Gabby Lopez looking on as Gino Titagun has this putt to close out the match. So number 2 in the world goes 2-0 the first couple of days. Gabby still mathematically alive. She'll need some help tomorrow from Hedgen Choi. She'll need Hedgen to beat Gino, and then Gabby on the back 9. Birdie putt to win the hole for Lydia. Now Gabby made her earn it, but she does, and now a commanding lead for Lydia, who lost big to Hira Naveed yesterday.
Good turnaround for Lydia. I think that was a little bit of a shock yesterday for her as a player. You have to expect your opponent to do wild and crazy things.
And Lydia on the verge of closing this match out, playing the 12th 5-up K.
Yeah, and this is a straightaway par 4 uphill from tee to green.
Number 3 in the... That's a big turnaround there, and Gabby Ruffels looking to turn things around at the 12th.
Yeah, she's got to look to someone like Alban Valenzuela, who turned around the match and took it to 18. Just try to start winning some holes.
Probably 5 yards too far.
To 12, Gabby Ruffels.
Talking things over a little bit with her caddy Daniel Taylor, who happens to be Pernilla Lindberg's husband.
I mean, I think if you want to like have control of it, you gotta go big. You get the 48. I just max it out like you know the range does. They'll actually spin when it lands. Yep.
Kind of a challenging hole location all the way back. They don't put it all the way back left here too often. 26 paces on, just 8 from the left. You really can't see the very bottom of the flagstick, the surface of the green. It's sort of hidden by the mound that precedes the hole. Coming off a little downhill lie, she's hitting a full gap wedge, trying to carry it all the way up to that level where the hole's located. Didn't quite get there, and the slope just takes it further away. It's very difficult, and you also don't want to run the risk of hitting too much club and go bounding over. Talking to Lydia's sister, Sura, who's out here, she said Lydia's just playing a lot better today. Yesterday was a struggle. She didn't have her best stuff. And today, from what I've seen, it's been pretty good command of her game. And on the front 9, she made 4 birdies. And then made that birdie at 11. She has a much more level lie. Ball a little bit below her feet. and only 100 yards. Nice to come in here with a sand wedge. Have a chance of stopping it.
Oh, and that sprinkler had caught it just behind the green, so it keeps it. And we'll see where the drop is, but that would have gone deeper into the heavier rough. So the deuce is wild for Charlie at the 15th, and now she's got a great chance to go 2-0. Okay, Lydia at the 12th is not away, is she, Kay? It's going to be Gabby.
No, and this is another circumstance that's unusual in match play. It's the player who's away that plays first, and often their opponent is off the green, like Lydia, closer to the hole, but Gabby is away, putting from 30 feet uphill. Then it kind of flattens out. Lydia's in the process of taking a free drop from the sprinkler head.
And because she's no closer to the hole, she may actually be able to get into that shorter cut, it looks like, just eyeballing it here, Kay.
You're actually correct. Of course, where the ball decides to bounce, she might be right on the edge of that first cut. But
yeah,
regardless, not a bad position.
That was screaming towards the thicker rough. The sprinkler head caught it.
She would not have known that because, like I said, you can't see the surface of the green or how the ball reacts from where you're hitting.
Well, suddenly now she, with as good a short game as there's ever been in the game, perhaps, has a chance to knock this in and go 6 up with 6 to go.
Grant, I was impressed with her short game when I first watched her compete in the girls junior in 2012, make it to the semifinals, and then win the U.S. Women's Amateur later that summer. Literally, she chipped everything. If she didn't chip it in, it was to gimme range, and that, by her standards, was a very poor chip.
How about the semifinals of that Lake Merced U.S. Girls Junior? That was pretty stout, wasn't it? Minji Lee, Ari Tanagarn, and Allison Lee, I believe.
Exactly.
For sure, because you've never experienced pressure or nerves like you feel at a Solheim Cup. So all of a sudden you get in a regular tournament and you're like, oh, this is nothing in comparison to what I've just experienced.
We're going to get to see Lydia in some team match play this year at the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown. They've added the world team to the competition. This for par for Lydia.
Certainly players like Lydia and Brooke Henderson very excited with the prospect of playing on that team. This from 3 feet to get in for par first. There's
Sura and the red cap on, cheering on Lydia. She was there with her in Paris. Eke out a half point, and that could come back to help you tomorrow afternoon. All right, Gabby with a par putt to tie the hole.
You know, Gabby's got a really interesting story. She was, her brother Ryan is a very good golfer, and she basically followed him to the golf course when she was a teenager. She had been playing competitive tennis and just got really burnt out on the sport. Her parents both are good tennis players. And so she played in her first tournament in 2015 as a junior. And 4 years later, she won a U.S. Women's Amateur. Talk about that curve.
Her parents, her father, Ray, on the tee at 13, up big, Lydia Ko.
Yeah, Lydia looking at the front number, 165, which plays 5 yards down, and that was struck really well. Good line.
Oh, a really good line. When Lydia first came out on the LPGA Tour, she did have a little fade. Then she tried to go to a bit of a draw to try and get some extra distance, which she did actually gain. But I think, you know, everybody talks about golf DNA. I think her golf DNA very much is a fade. And so you can see her coming back to form and being comfortable with that fade.
Lydia can close out this match if she wins this 13th.
Yeah, Gabby with a 6-iron. Trying to do the same thing, just landed on the very front left part of the green and allow for some release. Got pretty good height on that 6-iron and a nice line as well.
Just releases a little more, so she'll putt first. She can't lose the hole. She could tie on Ashbuhigh. We're back at the 13th on what has become just a glorious Thursday afternoon. Sun shining. It's warmed up a bit. Really chilly these first couple of mornings. Got out here. Birdie putts here for Gabby Ruffels and Lydia Ko. And Gabby trying to pull off something miraculous here against the Hall of Fame member.
Yeah, two really nice tee shots here. Of course, Gabby first. 35-footer. Putting back towards the front of the green. The high part of this hole is to her right, which is the left-hand side of the green. Feels like things should move from right to left for her putt, but really overall that was pretty darn straight.
So Lydia's going to have a putt to close out the match. Gabby will be alive no matter what because she won yesterday. She'll be alive to make it to the weekend.
I think the players probably are vaguely aware of the points and where they're standing, but I think as a player, you're just trying to go out and get your job done and win your match and worry about all that other stuff. If you win, you know, you'll make it going forward. That was just a beautiful iron shot for Lydia. She's 25 feet away. And like Gabby, not a whole lot of movement to this putt.
Over.
Wow,
and out.
That's some kind of two.
That's a mark of Lydia's game, that sort of perfect speed putt, just dripping in the hole.
Oh, is it over? Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm not sure that's not the best thing for both of them. They get a little extra rest. Both still very much alive to advance from group number 3.
Yes, Lydia Ko was a victim yesterday to Hira Naveed, but today your play was just stellar and you came out on top beating Gabby Ruffels. What was the big turnaround?
You know, I actually played decent yesterday, you know, which is something you normally don't say when you lose 6 down. But no, I hit a lot of good shots, and you know, obviously the characteristics of this golf course are firm greens, and you know, I was kind of in between clubs, and I'd leave myself, you know, short-sided, and you know, wasn't really converting any birdie opportunities when I did hit it close. So I think I managed my way around the golf course a lot better today, and you know, I love match play, so you know, I came off yesterday didn't feel like I really lost that bad. You know, I still had a chance, and you know, this is my first time playing a match play format in a while, so it was just cool to be in that kind of a different environment. But yeah, obviously nice to win 6 up then 6 down.
You obviously are very good at match play. You showed us that many years ago when you won a U.S. Women's Amateur. What is it about match play that really works for you, or what are your characteristics in you that allow you to play so well in match play?
I kind of try and think of 18 holes as, you know, 18 rounds, you know, one hole, you know, even if you make a mistake, you know, I hit it in the water yesterday on 4 or something, and I was like, you know what, it's a good thing I'm just losing this one hole. So I think in ways you can be a little bit more aggressive and kind of play to your favor, and also just see what the other person is doing. But I think for the most parts, I just try and focus on me, because if I hit quality shots and if I'm playing good, then hopefully I should be able to get the job done. But you know, it's much easier said than done, and I think my win at the 2012 US Women's Am was probably the hardest win I've ever had. So just to know that I am a USGA champion is always nice to have that at the back of my mind, you know, when I'm playing formats like this. But you know, it can swing anyone's way, and just because you're the number 3rd seed or whatever, it doesn't, you know, it's a fresh start for everyone, and it really is who's playing the best golf and the smartest golf, especially around here, for the day.
Well, it was a good, efficient round. 6 and 5, you're done early. That saves some energy. Go get some rest and get ready for tomorrow. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
All right, Lydia.